All right, guys. So Alabama's playoff hopes are down the drain. I have no confidence at all that Alabama's going to get in the playoffs tomorrow. You can only hope and dream, man. And it looked like Clemson was going to blow out SMU, and I'm like, okay, well, you know what? SMU is going to lose the game, but Clemson, if they just blow out SMU, we're going to get in this thing. And then SMU was coming back, and then every Bama fan, including myself, was getting nervous. And then it's like you just get to the realization that regardless of what happens, if we get in, we get in. But if I shouldn't have to rely on Clemson to beat SMU or SMU to beat Clemson. All we needed to do was beat Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. One of those two games. You didn't have to win both, even though you should have won both. You just needed to win one of those games, one of the two, and you would and there would be no debate, no discussion. We would be in the playoffs right now. But instead, I had to miss out on the Oregon-Penn State game, which was a phenomenal game, I heard. I had to miss that game so I can watch this game, biting my freaking fingernails, hoping that something can happen so that it can help Alabama out. Like, I shouldn't have to be stressed in championship weekend unless we're playing in it. And even then, you lose a game in the conference championship, you're going to be in the playoffs regardless. But instead, no, we dropped the ball. We dropped the ball. You know, it is what it is. Now, SMU, they deserve to get in. They deserve it. Listen, they played their asses off tonight. They showed championship pedigree. They showed heart. They showed complete composure. They were down 24-7, didn't give up, fought to the bitter end, and it is what it is. Now, Clemson lost to South Carolina and Georgia, two teams that we beat, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. This was a championship game. SMU had one loss in the regular season. They came to play for the conference championship in the second quarter because the first quarter was atrocious, and then they just balled out ever since. I actually think they were the better team for three quarters, but Clemson found a way to win. It is what it is. So I think this is it. I don't think that there's anything we can do. I don't think I don't know. Like, when you have two losses, you have a debate. Three losses, and then you have to rely on shit like this. Like, I don't know what you can do. Like, the worst case scenario happened. It happened tonight. And so Clemson and SMU, I think they're both going to get in. I don't like, if the committee puts us in over SMU, I'm glad that we're in. I'll be honest with you. I'll be glad that we're in. I'm not going to sit up here and cry and bitch and moan that we shouldn't be in this thing. Everybody else is going to be crying and moaning and saying Bama bias. And if it is, whatever. It is what it is. But I think they're going to put SMU in. I just do. So I think that this is it. This is the end of our season. And I think we're probably going to be playing the Citrus Bowl. But you know what? Again, we got nothing to blame but ourselves. You can't rely on the judges for a unanimous decision or a split decision. You can't rely on them. You can't always rely on them to always go in your favor. Sometimes you have to convincingly beat the opponent. You have to knock out the opponent. You can't leave a shadow of a doubt that the victory is going to be in your favor. And we left and you know, it is what it is. We left it up to the judges. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, literally, my mood, like, this feels like a loss. Like, it feels like Bama just lost another game. Like, we lost 3 this time. It feels like we lost another game. So it is what it is, guys. Congratulations to Clemson for getting the win. SMU, hard-fought game. But like I said before, both teams are going to be in the playoffs. In terms of what the seeding is going to be, we'll find out. I'm not too sure what the seeding is, but I mean, Bama, you did this to yourselves, man. And it's not just the players, it's the coaching staff. The coaching staff was inconsistent. The players were inconsistent, failed to execute in certain instances. And like I said, you had an opportunity to beat a team that was injury plagued and literally had no passing offense, no passing attack, and you lost to that team. You had a chance to be an average Vanderbilt. I'm not going to say they're a bad team, but an average team. They were a 6-7 win football team. You had a chance to beat them when the majority of the home crowd were in your favor, and you didn't do it. You didn't get it done. So this is what happens. This is what happens when you lose 3 games and you have to rely on the judges. You know, I've always said this. You lose 1 game, you're still good. You lose 2 games, you're pushing it. You lose 3 games, now you have to rely and pray to the Lord in heaven that everything's going to get in your favor. It is what it is. We left it up. We left it up to we left it up to the judges. We left it up to the, it is what it is. Nothing else to say. But congratulations, Clemson. Congratulations, SMU. You're both in the playoffs, and we're out. And what is what it is. I guess we'll just prepare for the Citrus Bowl against, I think, Illinois. We'll see what happens then.